Now there we got a penetration. Moderately clean hole. That was a good penetration. The last one we'll try is the Glazier safety slug. I'll try it below it. A lot of kick to that, I'll tell you. Big hole going in. But once again, no penetration. That's the same hole we had from the KTW. So we only had the KTW sneak through on the 45 calibers. Just KTW. What does all this tell you about shooting at car doors? Well, to be quite frank, it doesn't tell you too much. Because inside a car door, you have a lot of different things. There's a reinforcing bar that goes across here. You've got the operating rods for the windows. You've got the door handle mechanisms. There's all sorts of different areas in here. It's like a human body. Some areas are very soft, some areas are very hard. Depends where you hit. What we're trying to show here is that there are a few bullets that will reliably go through and penetrate a car door. With a handgun, you generally shouldn't shoot through a car door. That's really the lesson you should learn here. This is a 12-gauge shotgun, one of the most popular weapons in the world. A shotgun is a very versatile weapon as it can fire a wide variety of ammunition. Perhaps the most common type of shotgun ammunition is the birdshot shell, which is used in hunting ducks, pheasant, and other small animals. It comes in a variety of sizes. This is a number 10 shot, little tiny BBs. It is not very effective against humans unless fired at close range. This is the double-all buck round, which fires 9 .32 caliber pellets, a very effective man-stopper. This is the 12-gauge shotgun slug. The slug itself weighs either 1 ounce or 1 ounce and a quarter. It'll do tremendous damage to man or animal. While the 12-gauge shotgun is a very effective weapon, most people don't realize that its range is quite limited when used with buckshot. This is a Remington 870 shotgun. It's a 26-inch barrel with an improved cylinder. I'm going to fire double-all buck with 9 pellets at each of these targets. The target ranges are 5 meters, 10 meters, 15, 25, and 35. These are the shotgun targets we just shot with the 12-gauge double-all buck. At 5 meters, we've got a nice pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The large hole is caused by the wadding inside the shotgun shell, as is this little dent. This wadding wouldn't hurt anyone. We've got a nice group of 9 shots. We go to the 10-meter target. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good center hit. A little bit high, but a good group anyway. Here we've got 15 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 center hits. Be a good group. Now at 25 meters, we start to lose a little bit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 center hits, and we've got 6, 7, 8, and we lost one. 25 meters. Still effective. When we go to 35 meters, there's a big difference. Here we've got 1, 2, 3 hits and 1 center hit, and here a peripheral hit. So we've got 4 total out of 9. We lost more than 50% of our pellets. The difference between the 35 and 25, you can see that again. 25, 35. The point is, at this range, you've lost your advantage with a shotgun. A shotgun is not effective at this range. At this range, you should use a pistol or a rifle. But what about penetration? I'm 10 meters from the car. We're going to use the 12 gauge 00 buck to try to penetrate the car door to hit the target behind it. Well, here we've got a nice group. We've got our 9 pellets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The glass was shattered not by being hit by a pellet, but because of the concussion. Now, we'll take a look at the target. There's your target. No hits at all. There was no penetration. Look at the upholstery here, and we take a look, and got hit by a piece of glass, but there's no penetration through the upholstery. There's a little dent here from one pellet, but not very effective against the car door. Now we're going to try 1 ounce rifled slug. I'm going to fire 2 shots just to make it less of a random occurrence, and we'll try that door again. Okay, we fired that 12 gauge rifled slug, fired 2 shots into the car door, but they were a little too close together. And I'm afraid we're going to get confusing results. So I'm going to try it again. Here we have our 4 rifled slug hits. 1 here, 1 here, and these are the first 2 we fired, which is almost the same hole. Now we'll take a look at the target. Well, we've got 3 distinct holes. This is the first one or the second one. I can't tell if it's one went through there or they both went through there, or just where one was stopped inside the door. You have the second one here, third one here, third one and fourth one here. Look at the inside of the door. We can certainly see the penetrations. We've got 1 here, 1 here, and this is where it was either 1 or 2. But I've got a surprise for you. Well, here we are on the opposite side of the car, and we've got 3 clear exit holes. I'll take a look on the inside. And we notice we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes here, so 1 shot did not penetrate all the way through. I found it sitting on the seat here, and there it is. Apparently bounced out of the inside of the door, just rested on the seat. So we did have 3 penetrate completely through the car doors, both doors, and even 1 went through the seat. So what have we learned about the shotgun? It's a very powerful and effective weapon, but its range and penetration are quite limited. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because there are many times you might want to have a weapon that just has limited range and penetration, such as if you were firing from inside a house, in a room. You wouldn't want the rounds to penetrate into another room. You can't beat the shotgun for power operations, like blasting a door open. And as far as using a slug, sure, if you can hit someone with a slug, you'll do tremendous damage to them. But if you're going to use a shotgun like a rifle, why not use a real rifle? Some people suggest that you keep a slug round handy and you can convert the shotgun to a rifle whenever you need it by just adding the slug round. If you try to do that in a stressful situation, believe me, it's going to be nothing but fumble city. A shotgun should be used as a shotgun. There's no other weapon that can provide you with as much firepower at close range, and for that, the shotgun is superb. With rifles, we're not so concerned with power as we were with handguns. For rifles have plenty of power to to stop somebody if you can hit them. There are two important things with a rifle. One is accuracy, your ability to put the bullet right where you want it, to hit someone. That's obvious. The other factor, which isn't often discussed, is a bullet's penetration. Because in real life rifle combat situations, you very rarely get a clean, clear shot at the bad guy. He's going to be hiding behind something like you are. So we're going to do a couple of tests today to simulate someone hiding behind such cover as brush, would be at tree branches, bushes, leaves, or someone inside an automobile. Will bullets penetrate through them, and with what effect? We'll find out. These rifles represent, with one exception, modern combat rifles used by armies and law enforcement agencies around the world. First is the AR-15 or M16. This happens to be a civilian version, a semi-automatic version of the M16, which is currently in service with the United States Armed Forces as well as the armed forces of many other nations. This is a civilian version of the AK-47. It's made in Finland. It's called a Valmet. It fires the same round as the AK-47. This is the finest battle rifle in the world, in my opinion, the FN-FAL. It fires a .308 NATO round, and it's currently in use in about 90 different countries around the world. Very, very popular weapon. This is probably familiar to a lot of you people. Is a 30 caliber carbine. This was originally developed and used in World War II, and it's still in service throughout the world. This is not really a rifle. This is a carbine. However, we're going to use this to compare the effects of this type of bullet against the effects of modern combat rifles. What we're going to do is first we're going to do some testing against light brush. We have small branches, leaves, and twigs, none thicker than about a ½ inch, stacked up in front of the target, which is 3 feet behind. A cardboard aiming card will be set up in front to determine exactly where the bullet hit. These are the 4 bullets we're going to be testing. First is the 7.62 by 51 NATO round, which is a 147 grain bullet, which goes at 2,680 feet per second. The 7.62 refers to the diameter of the bullet, 51 the length of the case. Next we have the 223. This is a 55 grain bullet at 3,200 feet per second. It's used in the AR-15 or the M16. Then we have the 7.62 by 39, which is a 122 grain bullet at 2,300 feet per second. This is a round found in the AK-47 in use by Soviet countries and other communist countries and terrorists around the world. Then we have a little fellow here, which is the carbine bullet, 30 carbine. It's a 120 grain bullet at 1,900 feet per second. We're going to test all of these bullets against the same type of objects to give you a visual comparison. This is the AR-15, which fires the same bullet as the M16. It's almost an M16. 223. And we're going to test it against this brush. This is the target I just shot twice with a 223 through the brush. Now in front of the target I have a small piece of cardboard as an aiming point. This is in front of the brush. If you notice here, the holes in this are nice and round, the way they're supposed to be. You compare these with the holes in the target, which are quite different. If you notice, it matches exactly the shape of the bullet, sideways. What happens is that the bullet hit some of the brushy branches there and tumbled, started spinning around, and went through here sideways. Now, would this still hurt someone hiding behind that brush? You betcha it would. But there'd be no accuracy. If you were shooting at someone way beyond